Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're at question number 183 for our DevOps and SRE interview preparation. The point of this video is for you to be familiar with as much as possible with the width and the depth of different topics that come up during interview questions during interviews for DevOps and SRE roles. So my goal is for you to be ready if you're watching these videos and learning from them. If you're new to the channels, please subscribe. That's nothing for you, but it does wonders for my channel. So please do that, and I really would appreciate that if you did that. So just a quick summary that I did some research, and based on my research, I came up with these 15 most important topics, sorted by number of times these topics came up. So the ones at the top, like cloud, AWS, CI/CD, those are more important than the ones at the bottom. However, even the ones at the bottom came up a bunch of times. So while you focus on the top 5 or 6 topics, please spend some time on the bottom 8 or 9 topics, because they will also come up in your interview questions. Okay. Today we're at topic number 1, cloud/AWS. In particular, it's a question about S3. In fact, this question actually was suggested by one of my subscribers just about a week ago or so. So I went ahead and answered that question that was in the comments. So if you have questions that you want me to answer or cover, just let me know in the comments, or you can find me on LinkedIn. So the specific question today is, what is an access point in S3, and what would be a good use case for using access point in S3? That's the question today. Quick reminder to use my advisor's 1-hour free session. I'm not affiliated with him in terms of finance, so I just want to mention that because he's so passionate about helping people who are in the job market. Okay, so first of all, hopefully you already know this already, what an S3 is. S3 is a service where AWS provides a way for you to store objects. So you're not doing like block level storage. You're actually having files and images that are actually stored directly onto these buckets, if you will, S3 buckets, right? That's what S3 is. And access point is actually a new feature, relatively new feature in S3, where you can simplify how you manage access to your bucket, right? So if you have a bucket that has a whole bunch of assets in there, images and whatnot, that is shared by multiple teams or multiple users, where you don't want one set of users not have access to another part, even though they're part of the same bucket, you can actually use access points to make this happen, where essentially you're giving access to parts of these buckets, right? So by the way, just so you know, and you should mention this in the interview if this comes up, each access point actually has its own host name and access control settings. So for the user, it looks like one particular host name, right? It doesn't. For John Doe, the host name is different than somebody else, right? So even though you're using one single bucket, you have a nice little way of segmenting the assets in that particular bucket. One good use case for this is, let's say that you have one bucket for the entire company that has all the stuff that the company needs, but different departments actually needs to have access to particular assets, not the whole bucket. You can use access points to give one team an access to a set of assets that has full access. They can even upload new files to the bucket, but for another team can only have access to a different parts of the bucket and has only read-only access, right? So this is how you use access points with S3. In the past, before access point was available, you could not do that. You could only give one level of access to everybody in that bucket. Either they had access or they did not. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, please like the video. But also, if you have particular questions, find me on LinkedIn. I will do my best to help you out. Also, or you can just leave a comment below, and I will try to answer your question. All right. I will see you in the next one.